Hello, hello. Welcome in. It is I, Brian Scally, here with a much anticipated exit interview, ready to talk about the unfortunately first banished traitor of the season, Michael John. Michael John, how are you doing today?
Actually, I'm doing tremendous. It's an honor and privilege to be here. It's also an honor and privilege not only be a trader, but be the first one out. Why not?
Yes. Yes. Michael John, you made this season a lot of fun. Definitely a huge
Well,
character. Have really
thank you.
enjoyed. No, please, thank you. I think a lot of people are curious, Michael. Just how much of the Traitors had you seen before going on to the show?
Well, if I'm going to be transparent, I love to be a transparent individual. I've come a long way to come to grips with that and just put your cards on the table, as they say. Uh, Man, I didn't know nothing. I've never really watched. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm busy doing other things, right? Trying to live my life to catch up on some things from the past. That's the short version. So I didn't know much, and I think that shined through during the episodes, and that I'm okay with that. I think it helped the entertainment value, and for all the TV viewers out there, I think they liked it that much more.
There we go. Yeah, it definitely was a lot of fun. Look, there were some choices, but I think those choices made the season even more fun. I am curious, though, as someone who admittedly wasn't as familiar with the franchise, what made you want to go head first and be a traitor here? I think a lot of people shy away even knowing. What made you want to be the traitor?
Great question. So, part of my background of my life, I've been involved in a few things. I wear many hats. I never know what I want to do. I'm very multi um, faceted. No, multi personality, I think is a proper word. Schizophrenic. I don't know. So, part of my background is professional wrestling. When I heard, faithfuls versus traitors in my head, it's wrestling always. So good guy versus bad guy, baby face versus heel. I wanted to be a heel. I love being a heel. I love being that bad guy persona. And I was like, yes, please. If I have an opportunity somehow, some way to get that tap on the shoulder or however it's going to happen, pick me.
There we go. Now, early on, we do start see people bringing up your name a little bit, whether it's a touch of the beard, if it's a couple of other reactions. How did you think you were doing early on, or did you notice that there was probably a couple concerns?
It's funny because as soon as you're in the game, I can't speak for other people, but they
Sure.
they probably relate. And just watching interviews and hearing others now, um, paranoia sets in real quick. So even if they weren't talking about me, they were talking about me. So as soon as you're getting accused of anything, whether you're picking up your fork wrong or whatever, what's my reason to do that? Well, okay, well, I'm being myself because I do play. If anybody that knows me knows, I touch my beard a lot. I'm always, is it okay? Is it okay? I'm looking in the mirror to a fault. Always got hairspray and a blow dryer around on to keep it a certain way. So I'm crazy worried about it because I have nothing up here. If you hadn't noticed. So this is, so for them to getting back to your question, um, anything like that, it's like, oh my God, why are they saying that? But then it's like, okay, wait, they're saying that about a lot of people. Everybody's getting a little, they're throwing darts at everybody, picking at straws at everybody. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to kind of float around here in the abyss and hope it goes away, hope it deflects off me, hope they move on.
Yeah. No,
That's how my
definitely.
strategy was, honestly.
It makes sense. Now, you're feeling pretty decent the first day. That first night, you go up to the conclave and you
No, no.
see your fellow traitors revealed to be Kira and Netta. How's your first reaction? How are you feeling about these two?
Paranoid in my head, somehow, some way, because I don't know, right? They might already had a conversation for 20 minutes about me, and they're already plotting and scheming to ixnay me, And Kira kind of um, solidified those paranoid thoughts when right out of the gate, I want to get rid of Gail Kim. And she's like, no, we want to keep her around so we can recruit her later. In my head, I heard, yeah, you're already getting rid of me and you already know who you're going to replace me with. That's in my head. So it was already, because I mean, they're beautiful girls. They're great. They were great personalities when I got to work with them, and everybody saw that. I mean, look at Netta. Netta Netta's been on TV before. Netta knows the ins and outs. Netta knows how to play a calm, cool game, and we're seeing that right now. By the way, hats off to her for sure. Kira is doing well in her own right as well. But it was, yeah, the whole pretty ladies, and I've been I've been through the ringer. I've been engaged 5 different times, married only once, but I've played house a lot, so I've been messed over a lot, and that's not poor me, but it's like just life experience. So I'm not a real fan of women in general, other than my mother and my cats because they're females. But so it's like, oh God, this isn't good. You know what I mean? I'm already in trouble.
So then we do hear it's a little further into the game that you end up calling Kira the she-devil, but at what
Ah,
point were you
ah.
really deciding I cannot work with Kira and Netta? Was there ever a firm like I need to get them out as soon as possible?
Okay. So when the $5,000 was borrowed for the shield,
Borrowed, sure.
um, borrowed, yes, yes. Um, Kira went off like a rocket ship. Kira scared the bejesus out of me. Like I was getting triggered from old relationships, watching her, and she's not a small woman. She's in really good shape. She could probably bounce me around if she really wanted to, but Netta was still the voice of reason. Netta was still calm. So I almost felt like, yeah, I could work with Netta. I just felt some vibe on her. Okay. But then this one over here being Kira, oh my God, I'm dead. Like watching it was trigger value. Watching the episodes was trigger value. Like I didn't want to watch it because I knew what was going to happen. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. Hope I answered that. I can take off for a
No.
while on you, so I won't. But
Definitely, please. Yeah, I was going to ask that conclave alone. What it sounds like not your favorite conclave of the season, getting the shield reaction.
no, and it's funny because I consider myself a guy that could be solid and not say nothing, and it was like I don't know, Kira just I don't know what it was. I was like, okay, mom, I did, and that was it. It was the beginning of the end, and not impressed. So I had to wear that. I inner issues for the night. I was like, what did I do? Oh my God, I felt like I let everybody down because you grow close to people there. You're 24 hours a day, pretty close too with everybody to some degree. So I felt like I let a bunch of people down. So I struggled with that for a night or two. But then I came back down to earth. I landed the plane and I was like, no, 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 no. I'm going back to being a traitor. Zero F's are given now, if you will, for Kira. It took a couple conclaves. That first one, the reveal of yes, I did, sucked. But again, Netta was still the voice of reason. And
Yeah,
I
I
never had an issue with Netta. I adored her still. Still.
there we go. Yeah, I was gonna ask if there was that initial regret. I think it's probably a little harder to regret it now.
Yeah.
Whatever now. Can I get
Yeah.
a little bit more just on your main motivation there? Like, what was your thinking in taking the shield for 5,000?
Well, it was like a heat of the moment thing. There's a gorgeous woman in front of me. Kareen is beyond striking. I mean, TV does her no justice. And it felt like, back in the day, just succumbing to the beauty of a woman. How much would you give? And I was like, oh, 5,000. Okay. And then that was it. Done, done and done. Not a second thought was given about it. And then I was like, okay, I got us a shield. I didn't even think, oh, I should have went cheaper. It wasn't at all until Pac-Man somehow saw through me, which is amazing. That guy should be a detective. Wow. You know, but no, I didn't hesitate. You saw that it was just so quick. It wasn't like, well, no, this, that. I didn't barter, nothing. It was $5,000. Let's go. I got a shield for us. No one's going to get it. And no one in meaning the faithfuls, that was saving us from having to worry about not having someone on the chopping block if we wanted them for that night's murder. Right. So
For sure. Makes sense. Now, you said you felt good with Netta. Who else were you feeling good with throughout the season? Who did you feel like you were working with really there?
uh I can't say I was working with anyone per
Okay.
se. I, who did I kind of bond with or get a little close to? So I was playing games, of course, with uh, Trana. I was playing games, of course, with Melinda. Uh, um, you know, you saw that with the fake crying and stuff at one point when Melinda had to go. But and even so, Nick at one point I wanted to voice myself. I was terrified of Kira. Is the weirdest thing, like I said. So finally, um, I went to Nick. I'm like, I'm going to tell Nick. Obviously, unbeknownst to me, what the underlying score is there. Yeah, there's something funny about Kira. And I remember Nick was like, Kira, and I was like, that was a weird reaction, but I didn't, you know, think anything else of it. I don't remember. I told one or two other people, but it wasn't like I was out plotting and scheming. And again, but no, I wasn't. like if unless I was asked who are your top three, then I would be like, oh God, I'm just scrambling
Sure.
because it took me a few days to remember names.
Sure, sure, sure.
You know,
And so we saw you jump at the opportunity for a shield in like what some would consider a little bit of a risky play. We also
thank you.
see another risky play come out where usually a lot of people are not me, not me, I don't want to be anything near this. The in-person handshake, I trust you murder with Dylan. You
Yes,
also very quickly say, give it to me, I got this. What was the motivation there?
man, you get so caught up in all of it. At least I did. My ego was growing at an enormous pace, believing in my role. A couple things were going on. I was feeling good at that point, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's just go. Let's do this. Whatever you want. Stand on my head in the corner and balance a cat on my feet to kill someone. Yeah, I'll do it. Yes, run me. It didn't matter what it was. I wanted the challenge. I wanted to prove that I'm the baddest of the bad when it comes to being a traitor. So I was all about it.
There we go. Yeah, and we even theorized that, I mean, to be frank, Michael John, I feel like people were clocking a lot of behaviors early on and almost doing a lot of these things, like kept you in character. People were seeing consistency in the inconsistency sometimes. So I thought
Right.
it was a fun watch.
Thank
Now,
you. Thank you.
of course, I am curious, had you not been banished where you were, and you make it a little further, what are you theorizing for the end game? Like, who are you hoping to make it to the end with? Who do you think you could have pulled the wool over their eyes?
Kevin for sure.
Yeah,
Lori for sure. Cedric.
maybe. Okay.
And I would have been happy to have Netta by my side,
Yeah.
but obviously Kira, no,
Okay. And if
no.
you and let's say some amalgamation of the traders, let's say you and Netta end up there, and there is an option to share that money. You down to go
Yeah.
to the end and share the money there?
With Netta, no problem.
Okay, there we go. No, I think a lot of people are always nervous to trust somebody else fully in this game, and I think that being able to is a very big advantage. So the fact that you had a pretty decent relationship with Netta, definitely very helpful. Now, Michael John, we are nearing the end of our time. I'm
Wow.
curious, would you do another show like this? What do we see for the future of Michael John?
Yes, please. I would love to. If the stars align, I would love to have a Korean spot and be a host.
There we go.
Let's shoot for the moon, man. But
I
yes, I would, definitely entertain any opportunity to do this
There we
again. This
go.
was amazing. I felt like a celebrity from the beginning to the end. They treat you exactly like that. It was an amazing opportunity. It was a gift. How many people just only get to dream about this and they never get this chance in life? So
For sure. And I think you could cut together a pretty convincing reel from the moments of this season. So fingers crossed we get to see you somewhere else. Michael
thank
John,
you.
this was a lot of fun. And thank you for talking with us today.
I appreciate you taking time for me, man.
All right. See you next time.